Welcome back to Moo Techie, your premier destination for expert knowledge in dairy science and technology. Continuing from our previous classes on the history of cheese, we now move into Class 3 of Cheese Technology, where we will explore the definition, standards, and comprehensive classification of cheese. This foundational knowledge is essential for every dairy technologist and enthusiast. Let's begin. We start with the definition and standards of cheese. The word cheese is derived from the Old English cheese, Latin caseus, Urdu chiz, meaning a correct or perfect thing. According to Davis, cheese is the product or substance formed by the coagulation of milk of certain mammals by rennet or similar enzymes in the presence of lactic acid produced by added or adventitious microorganisms. Part of the moisture is removed by cutting, warming, and pressing. It is shaped in a mold and then ripened, or sometimes unripened, by holding for some time at suitable temperatures and humidity. Moving to the FSSAI definition, cheese means the product obtained by draining after the coagulation of milk with a coagulating agent under the influence of bacterial cultures. It shall not contain any ingredients not found in milk except coagulating agent, sodium chloride, calcium chloride not exceeding 0.02% by weight, annatto or carotene color. It may contain emulsifiers and or stabilizers like citric acid, sodium citrate, or sodium salts of orthophosphoric acid and polyphosphoric acid not exceeding 0.2% by weight. Wax used for covering the outer surface should not contain anything harmful to health, and if colored, only permitted food colors may be used. Hard cheese shall contain not more than 43% moisture and not less than 42% milk fat of the dry matter. It may contain 0.1% of sorbic acid or its sodium, potassium, or calcium salts. Now let's look at the BIS specifications for different cheese types. For hard cheese, moisture is a maximum of 43.0%, milk fat on a dry basis is a minimum of 42.0%, and added salt is a maximum of 3.0%. For processed cheese, moisture is a maximum of 47.0%, milk fat is a minimum of 40.0%, and salt is a maximum of 3.0%. For processed cheese spread, moisture is a maximum of 60.0%, milk fat is a minimum of 40.0%, and salt is a maximum of 3.0%. For soft cheese from milk, moisture ranges from 48 to 70%, milk fat is a minimum of 50.0%, and salt is optional. For soft milk cheese, moisture ranges from 48 to 70%, milk fat is a maximum of 13.0%, and salt is optional. Next, we have the legal standards for cheese as per FSSR 2011. For hard-pressed cheese, moisture is a maximum of 39.0%, and milk fat on a dry basis is a minimum of 48.0%. For semi-hard cheese, moisture is a maximum of 45.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 40.0%. For semi-soft cheese, moisture is a maximum of 52.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 45.0%. For soft cheese, moisture is a maximum of 80.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 20.0%. For extra hard cheese, moisture is a maximum of 36.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 32.0%. For mozzarella cheese, moisture is a maximum of 60.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 35.0%. For pizza cheese, moisture is a maximum of 54.0%, and milk fat is a minimum of 35.0%. Cheese can be classified based on several factors: the type of milk used, such as cow, buffalo, sheep, or goat; the coagulant like enzyme or acid; curd treatments including cutting, warming, and pressing; ripening agents such as microbes or enzymes; and ripening conditions like temperature and humidity. We also have a detailed table showing the percentage composition of various cheeses. For example, brick cheese contains 42.5% moisture, 30.7% fat, 21.1% protein, and 3.0% ashen salt. Camembert has 47.9% moisture, 26.3% fat, 22.2% protein, and 4.1% ashen salt. Cheddar has 36.8% moisture, 33.8% fat, 23.7% protein, and 5.6% ashen salt. Cottage cheese has 69.8% moisture, 1.0% fat, 23.3% protein, and 1.9% ashen salt. This table includes many other varieties like cream, Edam, Gorgonzola, Limburger, Gruyere, Neufchâtel, Parmesan, Romano, Roquefort, Sapsago, Swiss, Stilton, and Gouda. Another table provides the proximate composition of selected cheese varieties, including moisture, fat, protein, salt, ash, and pH levels. For instance, blue cheese has 42.0% moisture, 29.0% fat, 21.0% protein, 4.5% salt, 6.0% ash, and a pH of 6.5. The carbohydrate or lactose content is 2.5 to 4.2% in unripened varieties and 0.0 to 1.5% in ripened varieties. Cheese is classified based on rheology and ripening manner. Very hard grating cheeses have less than 35% moisture and are ripened by bacteria, like Parmesan and Romano. Hard cheeses have less than 40% moisture and are either ripened by bacteria without eyes, like Cheddar, or with eyes, like Swiss. Semi-hard cheeses have 40 to 47% moisture. They can be ripened by bacteria, like brick, by bacteria and surface microorganisms like Limburger, or by blue mold, externally as in Camembert, or internally as in Gorgonzola, Blue, and Roquefort. Soft cheeses have more than 47% moisture and can be unripened, like cottage, or ripened, like Neufchâtel. A classification table by country of origin includes soft semi-hard, hard, external mold, and internal mold cheeses. For example, the UK produces cream cheese as soft, Lancashire as semi-hard, Cheddar and Cheshire as hard, and Stilton as internal mold. France has Neufchâtel as soft, Gruyère as hard, Camembert as external mold, and Roquefort or Blue as internal mold. There are 18 types of natural cheeses, including Cheddar, Gouda, Edam, Swiss, Brick, Herve, Camembert, Limburger, Parmesan, Provolone, Romano, Neufchâtel, Roquefort, Sapsago, Cottage, Trappist, Cream, and Whey. Cheese is also classified according to differences in processing. For example, curd coagulated primarily by acid results in a delicate, soft curd, as in Cottage and Neufchâtel. Curd particles matted together give a close texture and firm body, as in Cheddar and Cheshire. Curd particles kept separate result in an open texture, as in Colby, Monterey, Gouda, and Edam. The International Dairy Federation, or IDF, report lists cheese characteristics under heads like country of origin, raw milk type, cheese type, internal characters, external characters, weight, fat in dry matter, water content, and water in fat-free substances. Finally, we have images and brief descriptions of various cheeses. Camembert is creamy, feta is from sheep milk, cheddar is hard, cottage is like chana, Gouda is yellow from cow milk, mozzarella is soft, gorgonzola is blue from cow milk, Roquefort is blue from sheep milk. Processed cheese contains oil, emulsifier, color, and firming agents, and Parmesan is hard with less aging and rich flavor. Thank you for joining Class 3 on Cheese Technology here on Moo Techie. We hope this detailed exploration of cheese definitions, standards, and classifications has been enlightening. If you found this session valuable, please support our channel by liking this video, subscribing for more expert content, and hitting the bell to stay updated. Keep learning and innovating with Moo Techie, where science meets dairy excellence.